Hey everyone, today I'll be looking at the scans for the October edition of Televikun. This will show everything we can expect to see in Kamen Rider Revice in October. So let's take a look. First you can see this cover, and it will show us first Revice and Vice in their Cougar forms called Lion Genome. And another interesting thing is that we can see our brand new dog rider for the series. His name is Kamen Rider Evil. It's a little bit on the nose, but he had this large horn that looks like a sword and splooshy looking eyes like there's splashes of paint on his face. It kinda looks like a black version of Kamen Rider Blade to me, and at first glance I thought Kamen Rider Vice form here looks like Gaim, because they didn't defeat that Kamakiri Deadman in episode 2 and yet they still haven't used it. Meanwhile, Revice as Kuga doesn't really look like a lion at all. He still very much looks like a grasshopper or beetle, but Looking inside, we can now see Kamen Rider Evil. He uses a driver over here. This is supposed to be driver. It looks like a sword, and it uses the Bat Vice stamp. This is the first Bat Rider we've had since like Kamen Rider Mad Vogue in Kamen Rider Build. Look, you can see his symbol over here. I wonder how to get there. It's as if he stamped it or something. Then you can see his logo on his chest here. It looks like a botched Batman symbol. Very lots of paint theme here. Oh, and he also has this zipper here, as well as more paint splotches on here. The driver looks pretty simple. It doubles as a weapon. Seems like it folds out from here. I'm not a big fan of this weapon, but I'm kinda fine with Kamen Rider Evil's design. Doesn't seem like he have a devil partner though, which is a little disappointing. Now here you can see more scans of Kamen Rider Evil. You can see him going to attack Revice down here. You can see him keeping inside a leg grasp, then flipping, and then hitting into the ground. And then he steps on Revice, probably taunting him about something. He seems pretty aggressive. In this photo you can see him kicking Vice, who's trying to block his attack. And here he's using, I think he's punching Revice with his great strength. This guy's supposed to be themed after a bat, but I don't really see it. He looks more like a rhinoceros or an orca to me. Then we can see full body scans of Kamen Rider Evil. He's holding his weapon on his right hand. His back here you can see more paint splotches in a light blue. His undersuit with this bright neon blue, and his silver undersuit. Pretty neat. Another pic of Evil as he uses his weapon to slice Vice. Revice looks pretty surprised by this. And another picture where he is slicing Revice, who's on the ground currently. Seems like they'll be battling inside a warehouse. You know the one. And here's a close-up look at the Bat Vice stamp. Very nice looking. I love the black and light blue colors. The symbol down here looks pretty neat, but I like the Vice stamp shape up here the best. And here is some Gashapon listings where we get to see 2D artwork for upcoming Revice forms. Like we have Lion Genome here, that comes the Lion Vice stamp. Then you see the DX Jackal Vice stamp, which is going to be pasted on Kamen Rider X8. And where's Vice in here, you ask? Well, he's a skateboard, believe it or not. So first we had him turning into a hover bike, and now we have him as a skateboard. Unfortunately there's no pupils inside the X8 form eyes, which is a little sad. Then we have Kamen Genome. Obviously it's based on Foze. A great blend between the two motifs. I think it looks pretty nice. Big meaty arms, and Vice looking kinda chunky down there. Then we have another look at Kamen Genome. Here's Revice as a Kamen Genome. Very nice. They even acknowledge that he's based on Foze here. His symbols on his left chest as usual. You can sort of see the gorilla nose here, the gorilla mouth down here, gorilla eyes, then the Foze rocket shape. They make here come out a bit to make it look like fur off the gorilla's head. It's a little tough. And here you can see its ginormous gorilla arms that also look like Foze's arms. And inside it we can see Revice's actual hands inside it. So in a way, it's kind of similar to Zeo's Fose form. Then over here you can see it's 360 view. Kong Vice stamp, and now you can see Vice Kong Genome is the most beefiest Vice form we had so far. He still have his scarf, he had the giant gorilla head that's colored like Fose. Very nice. Seems like that their remix form is going to be a rocket, as evidenced by his back here. Vice have a ginormous rocket launcher on his back. He has square like feet. His tail's still there. Look at him, he's very chunky. And here's a closer look of them. They'll be doing the iconic Uchukita pose, but instead they'll say Akuma kita, or Demons is here, or Demon time if you want to translate it by localizing. Kong Genome revised version, though they have claws here, so he seems more like a bear in this form. Then you see the beefy Vice trying to do it as well. You have the ginormous boxing glove-like arms. I like it. If you ever want to make Fose form, you have to pay tribute to his catchphrase and pose. Every Fose form has done it. Be it Guy or Zeo, they'll always pay tribute to it. Now you can see Jackal Genome. He's on next seat. Here's symbol, here is Vice stamp, and here is revived Jackal form riding on a skateboard, which is Vice. Pretty cool. Nothing much changed compared to regular Vice, only his chest plate, shoulder pads and head changed. Nothing on his arms, so we don't get giant hammers or whatever. No pupils either. And his hair is shrunken down into simply a tuft. Which I guess makes sense, because what animal has this hair in real life, right? He has the buttons on the right side, which I don't think the animal's supposed to have, and the iconic X8 stripe over here. As usual, the symbols on the left side of his chest. Very cool. Another look at Jackal. They acknowledge that he's based on X8. We can see Vice Genome, who is simply a skateboard. You can see the Vice eyes. You can see a Jackal version of X8. He has pupils there. There's a symbol for Vice over here. Oh! Great! They included the X8 back part. Every X8 rider has their face on their back for their level 1 forms. So they include over here, except they shrink the hair a little bit. And these giant pupils over there. I wonder how they incorporate this into the remix form. Nice. Side views and front view. Cool. Here is very radical. Then you see Jackal Genome with the brand new weapon that's going to be introduced in Revice. The Otsuderu Hammer 50. It looks more like a grocery store scanner than a hammer, but what are you gonna do? Seems like the Jackal Genome is gonna be getting this first. And I guess it's kinda X theme with this huge, with this bonk mark on it. And it can combine together with the axe gun that Revice already had to form this long sword, which is called the Rover Slasher. And here he is using it. So now Revice is up to 3 different weapons. Here's a closer look at it. I bet that the finishing sound when you put a Vice on it will change as well when you connect this weapon. Closer look at the hammer. Oh, now this is the Lion Genome for Revice and Vice. Based on Kuga, these guys gonna appear in episode 5. You can see the Vice stamp over here, the logo, them doing a lion pose. Pretty cool. It's not a bad looking form. Here is a close-up look at Revice as Lion Genome. You can see this main part on his back. He have different arms, little blades on the side of his hands, different shoulder pads, different helmet. With how spiky he is, you might think that he's Agito, but no, he's Kuga. His chest all buff. No mane there, which is strange. Still looks more like a bug than a lion to me though. And then he's Vice as Cougar. Still have a scarf, but they made the shoulder pads into the spiky mane-like pouch and colored the Cougar red. And then they made his helmet more lion-like, while still kinda resembling Cougar with the crest here. His legs have the lion legs. And here's them trying to figure out how to do their remix. Does Revice go on top or does Vice go on top? We're just gonna have to see the series to see how will the remix form look like. The remix forms are always kind of fun. It's always fun seeing how they react to it. So yeah, that's all for this update video on the Revice scans. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like. And tell me which thing you're most excited for in the comments below. Are you excited for Lion Genome? Are you excited for Kamen Rider Evil? Or are you excited for Jackal Genome, the new weapon? Let me know. Till next time, see ya!